As you grow older, you start to realize that a lot of the things you believed growing up aren't actually true. Chocolate milk doesn't come from brown cows, watermelon seeds won't grow inside of your stomach if you eat one, and your parents don't have the answers to everything. They're just regular people trying to get by in life. And maybe the most eye-opening realization of them all, you don't have to pee in the toilet, just pee right in the sink. Welcome to the subreddit Sinkpissers, for people who piss in the sink. I don't know what devious universal forces brought you to clicking on this video, but regardless of how or why you got here, I will be your guide today through this vista of yellow stains. Posts in the subreddit tend to fall into one of a few different categories, the main one being sinks that people have or want to piss in. We have kitchen sinks, courtroom sinks, airplane sinks, Italian restaurant sinks, pipe in the wall where there was a sink sinks, floor sinks, or even no sink at all sinks. Here we have a theoretical sink with a gap in the side. I'll just leave that here for a bit. Let that sink in for a moment. There's a million posts fawning over toilets and urinals that have sinks in them. Gemstone sink, holy sink, tuba sink. That has to be one of the stranger things on this subreddit. Some people even like to share sink pissing stories. From nonfiction, my girlfriend broke up with me after she found out I pee in the sink. We were in the bathroom and I proceeded to pee in the sink and wash my hands like I always do, but I guess I'd never done it in front of her cause she lost it. I tried to explain that washing my hands after washes the sink out too and that it saves 1.8 gallons per flush, but she won't listen. She says it gave her the ick, whatever the hell that is, to the more satirical. I was peeing in the sink as usual, then I saw a rat jump out the sink, then it bit my meatus and said in a manly voice to stop peeing in the sink or I'll be passing out my mouth for the rest of my life. Should I continue? Pee on the rat. Then of course there's the memes in all their yellow stained glory. Uh-oh, looks like someone's been eating asparagus. Harry! Did you piss in the goblet of fire? Tried to pee in the sink. Ended up sinking in pee. Looks like Walter White's been cooking up some methamphetamine. Of course, there's also posts that don't fit these categories, such as this glorious work of art depicting the great sink pisser, or even someone being oddly invested in the idea of a book about peeing in the sink. For all of us non-sink pissers, the main question we're wondering is, why pee in the sink? And the answer to that question is a lot more complex than you might think. Think. I went into this expecting it to mostly be some sort of environmental movement. It is a true fact that the standard toilet uses about 1.6 gallons of water on each flush, and if that's all being used to flush down just a little bit of pee, then that is actually quite a waste. But as I continued my exploration of the subreddit, I found that while the environment is a big factor, it's not actually the main reason for a lot of people. For example, this person does it because it gives them a raging explosive lady boner. A lot of people just find it quicker or easier. Some people even just like the convenience of being able to wash your hands or even your dick right where you pee. And for some people, it's even a form of power for them. Water and spite, baby. So the conservation of water is certainly a welcome aspect. It's even proudly touted by some of the members of the subreddit, as shown by this meticulous calculation of how much water the subreddit has saved over the years. But for the most part, sink pissers do it simply because they enjoy it. Reading about peeing in the sink is one thing, and I can sit here and laugh at it all I want, but it's not exactly fair of me to judge if I haven't tried it out for myself. And that's why every time I go to the bathroom for the next week, I'm going to pee in the— Nope. Can't make me do it. So peeing in the sink isn't for me. But while I might find it weird, the subreddit also makes a solid case as for why it might not be as gross as we think, or why it might even be beneficial. For the most part, it just seems like a community of people who thought they were weird for doing something, but were able to find others who did the exact same thing. And that's the beautiful thing about Reddit and the internet as a whole. You might feel alone in your strangeness. The people physically around you might judge you or make fun of you, but through the internet, you can connect with hundreds or even thousands of other people from around the globe who enjoy the exact same thing as you. And before you start judging these sink pissers for being gross or weird, let me ask you this. Have you ever swam in a public pool? Or worse yet, have you ever gone to a river or a lake? How many animal poopy particles are you dipping into? I personally wouldn't advocate for peeing in the sink, but I'm also not gonna sit here and tell you that you're not allowed to. Maybe don't do it in any public bathrooms, but in the privacy of your own home, who cares? If it makes you feel more fulfilled as a human being, go for it. Save a gallon of water while satisfying your bladder and your self-worth. Just please, I ask one thing of you. If I ever come to visit, make sure your bathroom door looks like this.